And the commissioner, producer, John Brennan, producer, Toxic Avenger. Yeah, Pat.
Lloyd, step right up. Everyone up on the stage. Lloyd, come on up.
Don't jump up.
John, everyone up. Come on, up on the stage.
Don't jump that way.
John Brennan, producer of Return to Nuke High, a.k.a. Dogman. Vito Trigo. On the left, Nadia White. Lloyd, come on. You want to go back?
Yeah.
Stefan Diesel. Come on. Asta Paredes. Clayton Karpowitz. Catherine Cochran. And Miss Patty Pie, Patricia Kaufman, and of course Lloyd Kaufman.
Toxic Avenger.
The unknown Toxie is here.
Thank you, Judge, for moving on NYPD.
Slide down. Look, Tyler Bradbury. Look at Ron Jeremy. There's so many. Count Smokula, you're in it. Kate Trinidad's in it. Come on up. Caleb Everson, come on. No. Trinega, come on, get up here. Get your asses up here. Come on down. Of course, Count Smokula from Pennsylvania. Give it up.
Thank you, Count Smokula.
Slide down,
Count
Toxie.
Smokula, for the amazing music outside the theater. Thank you, Count Smokula. Only the Trauma Team and Ron Jeremy. What a, this is amazing.
All-star cast.
So,
7 years in the making.
Indeed, Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD. Is there a mic down there?
I'll go down this side. Stay there.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Sergeant Kabuki Man. How should we run this, Commissioner? We should do Q&A, right?
Mark Torgel!
Mark Torgel!
Little Melvin in the original Toxic Avenger. Bruce or Caitlin? Bruce.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay? Oh no, Michael Baez! Michael Baez! Yeah, Transformers.
Michael Baez. Amazing.
Bjarni, ladies and gentlemen.
All the way from Iceland. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen.
Who else is in the audience? There's got to be other people, right? Everybody here! Yeah!
Raise your hand if you were in this movie.
Kansas Bowling is there with Parker.
Chelsea, come on up here, come up here!
BC Butcher, an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, you should see that movie. Chelsea Holland, look at that.
Chelsea Holland! The casting director for Return to High.
Anyway, why don't we have a Q&A? How much time do we have, Guy, would you say?
2 hours. 2 hours of Q&A.
All right, well.
So who's first? Who's got a question?
Shall we have Q&A? Yeah, let's have a Q&A. Who has a question? Yes, Ron has a question.
I gotta ask you a question. Who's your editor? Dick! I mean, at the end, you had a blooper, you know, with the Lemming talks, all those little bloopers at the end. You remember what you had me do? And at the end of the, after credits, or during credits, I'm on the ground going, I can't believe they shot God. And then I was playing Amazing Grace on the harmonica.
Yeah.
And he's saying, yeah, now, where the fuck did it go? Anybody recall seeing that scene? I didn't see that. And it's been an Amazing Grace is public domain, right?
Yeah.
That's about as public domain as you can get it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
Questions back here. Lloyd, questions over here.
What was that?
Over here, got a question.
Yes, question.
Hi, my name is Parker Love Bowling. I'm the president of the Tyler Bradbury fan club. This question's for Tyler Bradbury.
Who's Tyler Bradbury?
Tyler Bradbury is
Hey,
the
Tyler.
handsome man on the left with the glasses.
Hello.
Which bowling sister do you think's prettier?
Both.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, that means so much. Okay, thank you.
Who else has a question over here? Come on over. Come on over. How you doing?
Hey, I have a question. I'd like to know when I can buy this masterpiece on Blu-ray.
We make our movies for communal viewing, and we're trying to get movie theaters. You know, we went to a lot of trouble. So it's going to be a few months, and we can't go, we have to go theater by theater and fillet people as we go to get theater. So give us some time. And also, and we're making a behind the scenes feature-length documentary. That takes time, right?
I was hoping you'd have a documentary because the others you guys have made are great.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, if you go online, folks, go to YouTube because we we gave away all of our or we're giving away all the movies that we made in our first 40 years. And the behind-the-scenes documentaries like Poultry in Motion. Poultry, by the way, Poultry Guys. Poultry in Motion is the behind-the-scenes of Poultry Guys. In this very room is Caleb Emerson and Gabe Friedman, who wrote the Poultry Guys, and Mary Swain, who wrote Gabe Friedman.
Right over here.
There's a Poultry Guys. It's unbelievable.
Think about it. Come on.
Unbelievable. And what? And of course, Gabe was in the car crash. And Gabe wrote about half this movie you just saw, too, by the way. There's a lot of Gabe Friedman in that very movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if the credits ran. Did the credits go? Yeah, okay.
Some more questions. Right over here. Come on up.
Speaking of documentaries, let's not forget Love All You Cans.
All of you cans.
All right, question-wise, well,
By the way, Count Smokula wrote that hit tune, All the Love You Can.
All the love you cans.
Right?
We have a question.
will Kevin get his own spinoff?
Who Count Smokula get his own spinoff?
Kevin the Duck.
Oh, Kevin the Duck. Will he get his own spinoff?
The Duck Monster.
Wonder Duck.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's very, very possible. Yeah. Kevin, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. I'm sorry.
Stan Lee, it's in the works, right?
What's that?
He's getting his own spin-off through Stan Lee. It's going to be in the Marvel Universe, Kevin the Wonder Duck. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Baez.
All right, who else got a question over here?
We got
Who friend will run to you? Over there.
Thanks to Michael Baez.
Coming through.
Hello.
What's your question, sir? Stand up. Up.
Thank you, Kabuki Man.
Hey guys, I just want to say my life has changed forever after watching that motion picture. Who else feels the same way? How's it going? My name's Tremaine Hayho. That's my real name, and no, I'm not black. But anyway, question for Lloyd. When you've been doing this for over 40 years, what do you typically do when it comes to funding your movie every time? Is it you have it set out every single, are you planning 5 movies ahead, or are you starting fresh every single time?
Funding the movie?
Yeah.
What do you think? Funding? Here's the funding, right?
I think planning the movie. NUKE has been a 7-year undertaking. And there was 2 bodies to fund the big movie, right?
The retirement fund. She was a government worker, so she got a pension. What's the story to get an investor? Hey, come and invest in a movie that has cum shots and whatever, and you're going to lose money too, right? You're going to lose money, right? It's not a great story to tell, so we have to put up our own money. And we've been doing that actually for 44 years of Troma, right?
Yeah, I guess the reason why I asked is I raised money for my movie and I self-funded almost half of it. So, I understand.
I don't give a shit. Come on, let's go. I'm sorry.
Trying to get money out of something. It's like spending blood for the stone. Come on. All right, right here. Got a good question. Legit, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry back there. Sorry. Look, Kabuki Man behind you. Look what's happening behind. That's a dude. It's beautiful. It's like
Take the lady first. Lloyd says.
It's like
Lady's choice.
Bambi's mother here.
Wait, is it another Tyler Bradbury question?
Yeah, it is.
No. Same question. Go ahead. Wait.
Sorry, Sergeant. I'm sorry, Sergeant Kabuki Man.
This is for Lloyd.
Oh, it's the Tyler.
No, right here. No, it's for you. It's not for you.
This is for Lloyd.
Oh, sorry.
So I saw Troma had movies play at the MoMA, and I saw like a thing that talked about how like Troma movies would age really well. and your tagline is like movies of the future. So I was just wondering, like, how is that experience of having movies played at the MoMA, and I guess where'd you come up with that tagline?
Well, to set it up, Return to Nuke High Volume 1 screen, world premiere at the Museum of Modern Arts. Yeah! The Contender Series, right? And very prestigious series, so the question is, how did that feel after over 40 years of filmmaking to be at the Museum of Modern Art?
Well, the fact that it took 40 years for them to recognize that we are serious, it's a little depressing, but what are you going to do? Well, this movie that you saw, in my opinion, should be in the major festivals. I mean, look at the talent, look at the wonderful, and the things that are said in that movie. It's pretty interesting, right? And this movie premiered in the Museum of the Moving Image, which the commissioners reminded me. So, I mean, it's satisfying, yes, but on the other hand, depressing, since there's no revenue and no, absolutely not one iota of respect from the mainstream. So it's being a narcissist, that is a little upsetting.
Well, you have to respect everyone in the room, Lloyd, of course. We got another question right here.
Yeah, actually, the museum, the commissioner reminds me that Romeo and Juliet, written by James Gunn and William Shakespeare, just had a big showing in the Museum of Modern Art's Shakespeare events. They did a series, and they only had 3 Romeo and Juliet movies, and Romeo was one of them. It was very, that was lovely. And the Story of a Junkie was just shown at the Museum of Modern Art. A movie that the Motion Picture Association of America, they wouldn't even pass the poster on it. Right, it had the word junkie or something, and now it's in the Museum of Modern Art. I mean, we didn't make it. Ann Barish produced it, and whatever his name directed it. What was his name? Yeah, say it again. Once more. Everybody! Kowalski! Yeah! It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, and I think it's free on the Troma Movies channel on... Anybody here junkie? No. Yay! We got 3 right over there. All right, sorry, Kabuki Man, sorry.
Okay, I got the mic. So thank you, Lloyd, for making this possible. I've been a fan of Troma back since the early 90s, USA Up All Night. There was USA Up All Night, there was censor the movies, but we ran home and watched them anyways with our parents, right? Or the uncensored version. I got 2 questions, Lloyd. The first question is, how do you stay young? Second question, do you plan to review any movies, including The Man Behind Me?
The movie answered itself. He inhales farts to stay young. Did you watch it? Come on. What's the second question? What's the second one?
Are you going to get a reboot, Sergeant Kabuki Man? Any movie in the Troma world?
Well, let's know Kabuki Man's getting a sequel. We actually have a sequel of sorts. Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner loading in Las Vegas on Troma now, right now, and Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner.
And John Brennan is the creator and director of Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner. John Brennan.
A.K.A. Dawson Man.
That's a very strange obsession. Can you imagine asking how someone to finance that movie, or somebody asked about that? Come and find out, what is it? Well, I can't remember the word he used, but get investment for Kabuki Man's loaded in Las Vegas.
Of course, we got another question over here.
Hey, this one's for the cast. I'm certain that you had plenty of disgusting days, but what would you say is probably the most visceral, disgusting moment on set? For either volume 1 or 2.
I can answer that.
Mike Baez right here.
Mike.
He put his hand up first.
The last scene being in the same room with Zach Amico's penis.
Well, something about that entire scene, everyone who died had to stay on the floor for like 6 hours while everyone else was being killed. If not mistaken, so Zach had to lay on the floor with his pants down, his penis exposed for about 6 hours, not moving.
Yeah, so some of us actually died inside. That was me. I was one of them.
You were reborn.
I think Mike got it kind of easy if that was the grossest he had to experience on the set of Return to NUKE. I remember being stuck in the shower.
I was going to say the entire first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, like, I thought that was pretty gross. Like I was stuck where I was sitting. I remember that. We couldn't get up. Like the ultrasound. That was real. No. But I don't know, what about for you?
Well, I did almost throw my back out having a 3-foot-long penis. And the pubes were kind of gross. Like, just because it was like, it was a lot. So actually, I don't know what I weigh right now, but when we filmed the movie, I was like 106 or something, and the thing itself was like closer to 30 pounds. And it was like 3 feet, and I'm 5 foot. So like that just kind of threw my balance. I actually had to rest. And actually, Ron's here, right? I have a picture with us, and I'm definitely bigger. So, so that was kind of interesting. But I mean, honestly, nothing phases you after your audition process is watching every documentary about trauma films. So nothing phases you. But the weight, it just kind of hurts. The funeral, yeah. Well, yeah, that's a whole other.
There was a scene that didn't end up in the movie where I wanted to make Zach's character feel better about himself, so I just started eating roast beef sandwiches with him. And I kept like eating them. I ate like 5 in a row, and I got really sick, but I felt like I really bonded with somebody that day, so I don't regret it.
The most disgusting thing was having to hold all of my guts for the shot before I died, because it's not something that you usually imagine. So we had to do a couple of takes of me dropping all of my insides onto the ground. It was nasty.
To be perfectly honest, I did not have a disgusting day on set. I'm sorry. It was all fun.
You actually wanted it. You wanted a more gory death scene.
Oh, hell yeah, I did.
But you're back for the sequel. You still lived. Spoiler alert.
Fucking spoiler, motherfucker. What the fuck?
Well, we'll have to find out how it all
Josh! But there was a scene that was cut off from the movie, though, where the Cretans, Zach threw up, and then all the Cretans threw up, and we all threw up on each other. And we did it so many times in rehearsal. So many times. We didn't get to do it. But hey, we did it in rehearsal, and we bonded, as one would when you throw up on somebody. Love, peace, and bonding.
I wouldn't say mine was disgusting more painful than I'm used to. During the shower scene, it was actually a one and done take, and I got both eyes filled with goo. Not like what I'm used to, though.
I was only in the movie for like 1 second, and nothing is disgusting when you're working with Lloyd Kaufman. Acting with him, it's all a pleasure. He's a better actor than Jack Nicholson, Brad Pitt. This is just wait until the next movie we do, Shakespeare Shitstorm, when Lloyd is Prospero. Shakespeare, we're doing it. Lloyd is going to be Prospero.
Summer in Tromaville.
Fuck the Academy Awards. Tromaville, we have the greatest actor of all time, Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah. We got some more questions over here.
Oh yeah, the guy there said that there are these guys who kept it up for 6 hours on the set. Do they want a job?
Hi-oh.
Yes, question, man. Sorry.
Yellow, jumping Jesus on a pogo stick. It is an honor to be here. And also, I don't have a question for Tyler. I'm sorry. But, and also, the young gentleman who talked about funding, all you need to know about funding with trauma is look at the nice Toxie mask they brought out. But anyways, my question is more of a comment. It's such an honor to get to know everyone in Trauma. You know, everyone's been so kind to me. And also, where else can you go? We're going to find Ron Jeremy and Melvin the Mop Boy in one room. And also, everyone's been so kind and everything. So just, oh, and also, congratulations, John, on winning the Oscar for the fish-loving movie. Definitely deserved it. But so,
The Shape of Dolphin Man. So who's got more questions over here? On the other side, coming over. I need music. I need traveling music or something. Hey, Gabe Friedman, what's up?
Lloyd, what was it like doing your first nude scene? I mean, for many years you've directed a lot of young, hard-bodied people being naked, but this is the first time that you performed naked, and it was very daring and lack of ballsy.
Well, you know, I'm a little disappointed because my daughter Charlotte was the director of photography of much of this film, and I was hoping that she would direct me when I was naked. I thought that would be a very healthy father-daughter kind of a thing, but she refused, and somebody else shot that scene. But I was inspired by my wife. She urged me to do it. She insisted that I do it. I didn't really want to do that, but she was the New York State Film Commissioner at the time, and she thought it'd be good for a political career, her husband, and good for her husband pranced around.
But to your credit, when I tried to dissuade you from doing that particular scene, you were adamant that you thought it was only fair that if you asked your actors to do scenes of that nature, that you would show that you would do it too. And I actually had to admire you for that, but I still tried to talk you out of it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, now just hold on one cotton a minute here. Martin Scorsese, where are you? Martin Scorsese, you must be naked now, right? I challenge George Lucas and right, they should be naked.
I think out of all the directors, though, you're the one I want to see naked most. So.
Well, it's not bad. Thank you, Kabuki.
But even I have to admit it's a hilarious scene.
Sorry, I interrupted. Thank you, Commissioner.
Got some more questions. Ah, you guys, get some more on this side. I got to run all the way around.
And Mark Torgel, do you want to say something?
Oh, sure. I've been a part of Trauma movies for 35 years. And I've been proud of every moment. I also made a new movie, Toxic Tutu, the almost true story of whatever became of Mark Torgel, the Toxic Avenger. Lloyd agreed to be in the movie. Unfortunately, you're not naked. But he said, well, I'll be in your movie, but you have to be in mine and take a mop handle up your ass. And I said, gladly, Lloyd, for you, I'll do anything.
Technically, you're naked in the movie, too.
Thank you, Mark. That was heartfelt. Thank you so much. Heartfelt.
We got another question over here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, two things. Guys, you killed it. The movie is awesome. So congrats. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Second, for Lloyd, huge fan of Toxic Crusaders. Any chances of bringing those back?
I barely bring myself back. No, I don't think so. But you're welcome to try.
But there is the
you can see it on TV, on the YouTube. Trauma has a YouTube channel, Trauma Movies on YouTube. And for our 40th year, we gave away most of the library, and every week we put more content up. So if you can subscribe, you'll get an email telling you what additional content we put up that week. So Trauma Movies on YouTube. All the cartoons are there. All the Toxic Crusader cartoons. But in terms of doing any more, we're bust. Yeah.
You did do some cartoons in 2005, though. That features Toxie and a bunch of the other ones. But maybe
those are my Tijuana special.
But if you're looking for more family-friendly Toxie stuff. Toxie Revenge of the Musical.
Well, I was going to say, maybe if the fans petition for it, there might be like a cameo. Oh, there was a Toxie Christmas special that... Remember that? They were really good. It had a bunch of cameos from Toxic Crusaders and a bunch of other great Troma characters. You had a bunch of... Troma hosted Newgrounds, if you guys ever heard of Newgrounds, the Flash internet site. Like, all your favorite Flash animators on the internet started out at Tromaville. But maybe the fans can petition to get a Toxic Crusaders cameo in Toxie 5. Because you're making that after Shitstorm, correct?
We have written Toxie 5, thank you for that. But we have a very good script, but we don't have the funds just yet. But Shakespeare's Shitstorm was based on The Tempest, and the story was by Gabe Friedman and William Shakespeare. So that's going to be one fucking good fish story, let me tell you. By the way, Gabe Friedman says that hats off to Guillermo del Toro for winning that Oscar, right? Right? Big Andrew.
Starring the Aquaman.
Yeah, and his brave stand, says Gabe, for fish on woman sex. And Gabe says hashtag whitefish, hashtag Oscars so whitefish. Gabe Friedman. I had dinner with Trent Hager and his wife, and I think they were in hysterics, and I said that you were coming out of my mouth. Trent, I gave that line that you wrote into my mouth, I gave it to Trent and his wife, and they were hysterical. And then, but I credited you, Gabe Friedman, of course. Then they were very upset. Sorry, Sasha Kabuki and NYPD.
All good.
You're the man of the
hour. I do want to hear, I think everyone wants to know about the Toxic Revenge of the Musical. It's the closest thing you get to the Toxic Crusaders, I would think.
Well, Commissioner, maybe you could talk about the Toxic Crusader.
There's a new revival of it.
What Toxic Crusader? Oh, the Toxic Avenger musical, yes.
You forgot. You forgot.
Has everybody seen it here? Anybody played here a while back? Tell us a little bit about it. Chelsea Holland has a directing credit, and much of this is the performances were Asta and Katie and Chelsea rehearsing.
Casting director of Return to the NUKE, Volume 1 and 2.
I'm not talking about the musical. It's really wonderful. I hope there's going to be future productions of it. It is a more, I guess the reason we got on this is that it's a more family-friendly sort of experience. If you want to show your kids Toxic Avenger. The guy from David Bryan.
From Bon Jovi.
From Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Bon Jovi, and it's opening in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. That's the next one, right?
No, that's a movie.
Oh, they're doing a movie version of the musical. So it's very, it was a movie that was turned into
I know very little, but it was really good production of how it
turned back into a movie.
Thank you, Chelsea. Yes, there's a movie of the musical. The musical played in London, West End. And David Bryan of Bon Jovi wrote the music, and Joe DiPietro, both of them are Tony people, the Tony Award winners. So it's very good, and if it comes back here, you ought to see it. Music is the only thing my wife could take her friends to see that I've been associated with in the 44 years of marriage. So she has seen it about 50 times. And it really is good. You can go on Spotify, Toxic Avenger, the Toxic Avenger musical. So get the song.
The whole soundtrack, it's like a 14
They're lovely, yeah, you go, and that's a show you go out singing the tunes. It's not like that old, it ain't no what Stephen Sondheim thing where you can't even sing. Huh?
It won hang on. It won everything off Broadway. Best music, best play, best musical. Yeah, Toxic Avenger the musical won everything.
Yeah, it won all the Off-Broadway awards in New York, and ran over a year there. Yes, they're on.
There are two films that you can show people that are pretty much R-rated. One was, you and I were both in Jason Statham's movie. Remember that one? What was it called? Crank 2, and you both were in that. We also were both in Orgasmo. You go as well.
Well, Neveldine, who directed Crank and Taylor, but Neveldine's in the car with Mr. Count Smokula and Gabe Friedman and Mary and Mike Ferrari. See, hopefully here, Mike Ferrari.
And you and I were both in Orgasmo, and that's a regular film. Anybody see that one? So we're in plenty of films where you keep your clothes on, you know.
We only have 5 more minutes. Who's got some questions over here? Closer to me, please. Or start walking towards the front. There's one right here.
This is for the majority of the cast, crew, everybody. Esther, you mentioned that during your audition process, you were reviewing documentary things and clips like that. Mark, you mentioned 35 years. My question for everybody is, and anybody can chime in, what exactly was it that inspired you or drew you to the Trauma family and working with Lloyd?
The opposite of cash, I think you were right to say.
For me in particular, I saw a very short breakdown for a role. I feel like, so breakdowns are like the listings that you see and they describe the character. And I had gotten to a point where every time there was like an overly long description, it was like a shit movie. Like the script when I read it was horrible. And this one for Chrissy, it just said like hot, some nudity required, like kind of badass or something simple like that. And I was like, I can play with that, I can play with that. So that's what drew me to them, and then snuck up on me, but because of all the callbacks, I just became friends with Katie and like literally forgot that I was in the middle of a casting. I was like, dude, are you gonna get in that movie? Because I'll get in it if you're in it. Yeah, and then, I don't know, it just became like a summer camp feel, and Chelsea was just like talking to us about what we were comfortable with, what we wanted to accomplish as artists. I mean, you don't get that when you go in for a regular audition. They're like, could you spit your gum out and then do that again? I mean, so.
I was a child performer, and so I kind of always did interesting things, I guess, in that capacity. And I saw the casting, and I looked up Trauma. I was like, and I looked up everything Lloyd had done and all the people he had influenced. And I was like, wow, this company is so cool. They're never, ever going to hire me. And they did. And yeah. And I think that's what's so great about Lloyd, and I think that's what's so great about Trauma, is that they give you a home. I think that's the overarching song of Trauma of this film, is they give you a home to you and your weirdness and your quirks, and where you may feel you don't fit, you fit here, and we will take you, and we will give you opportunities, and we will bless you. And we will bless you.
I do want to say one thing. Asta met her husband on the set of NUKE, who happens to be Clayton Karlowitz.
I guess I'm supposed to say something. Trauma. What drew me to this crazy family? Yeah, it was Asta from the start. No, similar to Asta, I saw a breakdown for, I don't know, they were looking for some character named Brick. It was like a badass cretin, something like that. Yeah, you remember that? That was the... So like, I was like, oh, I'll submit, and then I told some friends, they're like, oh, Trauma, do you have any ideas? They let me copy some movies. So I researched and was like, oh, this is a really big deal. And so I went in and I told like a scary story about killing my friends, and I didn't think they'd call me in. And they did, and that was cool. And then I tried to audition to be a cretin, and they didn't let me. But they gave me a part that was more fitting. It worked out though, because like the first time I interacted with Asta, it was just like, you know, she had her top off, and it like had this like sexy scene. It was great.
I'm whacking him away.
Yeah, that's what does it for me. It's like that. It's because he liked me. No, but Lloyd Lloyd and Chelsea, like, and all this, like, they encourage you to, like, you know, follow your instincts, and yeah, it was an awesome, awesome summer. I get it was like one of the best times of my life.
Yeah, I think for all of us.
Uncle Lloyd, right? Yeah, no, he had directed a cult classic, which is really exciting, so who wouldn't want to be a part of another piece of really incredible art by this master over here, so. And he had me do Shakespeare at the audition, which was interesting.
Well, darn it, I see Eli's over there. Give me a second.
You okay, guy?
Just one second. It's public forum now. I was, before the movie started, I was at a low. I wasn't acting. I wasn't doing anything. I was being a waste of space. And I had a friend call me up and he told me, hey, you gotta audition for this fucking movie. Why? Because you ain't doing anything. And because of that, it reawoke something in me. It reawoke passion. It reawoke this artistic desire to go after it again. So in a way, pardon me, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Ron, I didn't meet you, but hey, you're here. Thank you for being you. But everybody else, I want to say thank you so much. You did it for me.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to all of you. Without you guys loving the movie, hey. But hey, that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
thank you, and thank Lloyd.
Also star Mr. Briggs as
That's all I gotta say.
I just want to say trauma is one word, and that's family. My life has certainly changed since I was welcomed so graciously into the open arms of Uncle Lloyd, and thank you for John Brennan for hooking me up. I've gotten to travel the world and be so loved by everybody. It's a place for misfits, and I would not have my Kabuki man without that, which is so dear to my heart. Trauma has certainly changed my life for the better, and may we prosper for many, many, many more years.
Yeah! Thanks, everybody. It was so beautiful, but we were done here like 27 minutes ago, so I think we're ready to go, right, Lloyd?
Yes, thank you to Los Angeles, and thank you, Lemley.
Great team here.